Kusaji, and today we're going to go ahead and talk about a different way to record your drum loops. This doesn't just work for drum loops, it works for any MIDI pattern you want to lay down. So today, I'm going to go ahead and arm this track. So now on my MIDI keyboard, I can go ahead and... So we have our little drum rack that we made. And we're going to go ahead, and if we take a look at this MIDI clip, you'll see there's all of our notes. And if I press play, I'll turn the metronome on as well. We've got a super simple dubstep loop. So some people like to work by doing what I did last video, where you go ahead and click and place your notes on the piano roll. Nothing wrong with that. There's some people that solely work in the piano roll and don't even bother getting a MIDI controller. I myself really enjoy Ableton Live because I enjoy how I can play my MIDI keyboard and very easily record it and get an idea that I had in my head into the session view really quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to recreate this little 16 loop just by recording, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how. And what I'm going to do is first I'm going to record the kick and the snare, then I'm going to show you how to overdub it, or I don't even really know what it's officially called, but it's this happy little button here. But we'll get to that in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and set the microphone down, and a few things you have to check before you, like I guess a quick little, oh no, something's wrong. If you don't have your track armed, and I press the keys, no sound's happening. If you arm your track, press my keys, we've got sound. That was a mistake I made when I was brand new. I couldn't figure out why isn't my MIDI track, I put some drums there, why can't I play them? That was why. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press stop, so now whenever I play, just have a metronome. And by clicking this little guy right here on your little row, it's going to arm it to record, so any notes I play will be saved as a MIDI pattern, and you'll see that down here as I play the little drum loop. So I'm going to go ahead and record the kick and the snare really quickly. So let me go ahead and do that. Cool. So we've got a nice simple kick snare. See, just like the last one. Although I pressed a little hard, so their velocities are a little high. That's okay. Now, one thing you could do is if you press Control A, that will select all your notes, or you're always able to just click and drag. And then if you press Control, Shift, and U, it's kind of hard to do with one hand while I'm holding this, but Control, Shift, and U, it'll pop up your little quantize menu. I like to quantize to 16th notes or triplets, 16 plus triplets, depending on, what the section calls for. And I adjust the start of the note. You could also choose to adjust the end if you want. And the amount. What does this mean? Well, if you set it to 100, your notes are going to be perfect, spot on, no mistakes at all. They're going to be perfectly on beat. I like to do it 80 or lower, so that way it still kind of, feels like a human's playing it. There's a little bit of error, and you can, you can simulate that. So I'm going to press OK, and you can see all my notes moved, and they are almost perfectly on each beat. So if I press play, cool. And let's say you messed up, and like one of your notes was over here. Whenever you play it, you can hear that's off. You can just move it in here, or if you really want, you can re-record the whole piece. That's really up to you and how long and complex it is. Sometimes you don't want to go back and, re-record everything when you could just drag a note or two. Now, we need hi-hats. And let's say you don't want to just put it in by hand. No problem. What you do is up here at the top, these are your transport controls. You click this little guy. I think it's called like Enable Overdub. I don't know its official name. I'm sure if you really care that much, you could look it up in Ableton's nifty little handbook. But, well, I guess we'll just call it the overdub button. Why not? And whenever you press play, you can see that's red. So now anything I do, if I play a note, it will be added. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for it to repeat. I'm going to go ahead and add the hats. So you can see our hats are there. You can see what we added. Whenever you stop it, those are there. And as you can see, they're a little bit off. I'm going to go ahead and click this little button. Basically, if you click that, you'll select every single note, on that key. So you could click this, you have all of your kicks, all your snares, but for this one, I'm going to do all my hats. I'm going to go and press Control, Shift, and U. Open up our quantize menu, 1/16, perfect. We're going to go ahead and press play. I'll turn the metronome off. And you've got a nice, simple little dubstep drum loop. From here, you'd be able to go and, start writing your bass line, whatever you want, and you're starting to get the foundations of a track together. Pretty cool. If you like what I do, go ahead and give this video a like. If you have any suggestions or any topics you'd like to see me cover, go ahead and comment it below. And if you overall just enjoy the channel and you'd like to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I'll appreciate it very much. So that's going to be all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.